Just north of Tel Aviv is a museum for the blind and deaf. This is an incredible institution, and it sensitizes people to what it looks like and a touch of a reality for people who have no sense of sight or hearing. Respectively, people are either blindfolded or given earbuds and noise-cancelling headphones, which then leads them through the various obstacles and challenges they would face, either being blind or deaf. As we were about to enter a few years ago, a person next to me whispered, "I believe our tour guide is blind." To which the tour guide quipped back immediately, "You're right, I am." My friend said, "How on earth did you hear me? I'm so far away from you," and I whispered to my friend. The tour guide says, "While I may not see, my hearing is very strong." There is an incredible halacha, law, at the end of Maimonides' Laws of Purim, which we are celebrating today. We read the Megillah, we have revelry, the Su'udah, the feast, and of course, Matanot le'evyonim, Mishloach Manot, gifts to the poor and presents for friends. At the very end of his laws, Maimonides says that in the future, in the Messianic age, we will not celebrate any of the festivals anymore, except the festival of Purim. All of the books of the prophets and writings will be cancelled, except for Megillat Esther. What does this mean, and how are we to understand this fascinating idea? Rabbi Yitzhak Hutner, famous Rosh Hashiva of the 20th century, gives the following parable. He speaks of two friends in a dark alley, and each of them have been tasked to look for a companion in the darkness. The first will use a flashlight, and very simply, very easily, shining the light on his companion, he will find them and go about his way. In the light of day the following morning, he will throw away the flashlight, no longer having a need for it. But the second individual does not have a flashlight, and as such has to listen, grope their way through, perhaps using the nuances of scent, and with all of their other senses, be able to find their friend. Once they do, and the sun comes up, you may look at these two individuals and say they both have found the companion they were looking for. But actually there's a significant difference between them. The one who has the flashlight and now discarded it has not developed or grown any additional skills. They simply had an external light. But the one who had to feel their way through the darkness has now developed an exquisite additional internal sense of qualities and traits that they never realized before. And therefore, even after the sun has risen, they retain the internal richness they gained as a result of the darkness of the experience. And the relationship with the friend actually deepens and benefits from the intimacy that was reached as a result of their experience in the long night of darkness. Esther was a time of darkness. The story of Purim didn't have the great open miracles of the splitting of the sea or the 10 plagues, and yet Esther pushed her way forwards, and in a dark night was able to discover God and the depth of her world surrounding her. In the Messianic age, where there is a bright, glorious light, all of the things that we have found by using our flashlights will simply fade into obscurity. But that relationship with God and that relationship with others that we have developed through the long night, that will stay. As we celebrate this Purim with a curfew, with a lockdown, with our various challenges, there are moments in our lives where we have been able to grow and even gain new skills through this process. And that will live on positively long after these challenges are behind us. Happy Purim, Purim Sameach. Let's enjoy this day. Let's celebrate this day, realizing that the depths of growth that take place through the darkness will never ever be cancelled. Hag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom.